Hi, this is Norma Toering with Charlemagne International Properties, and I wrote a blog post last week and promised to tell you what some of those points and changes that we've seen in the 2015 real estate market, what that means to both buyers and sellers in the local South Bay market, particularly those people in Palos Verdes and in the beach cities. That market is a little bit different than the overall California market, but I think that some of the points that the economist that I listened to on a webinar last week are valid for our area as well as other areas in California. I have my glasses on today because I have some talking points that I'm going to be referring to. And the first one that I made a note of during the webinar was that 2016 they're expecting that the price increases will be single digit, as that's what's showing up for 2015 as well. And what that means to buyers and sellers in the local market is that if you've been deferring the sale of your property because you're waiting for the market to recover, it has. And as a matter of fact, it's now down to where they're saying that probably next year will be around 5% or maybe 6%, depending on what market niche you're in. Of course, those homes along the coast tend to appreciate a tad faster than those more inland. And if you have a view and all of those things that make a property more desirable may keep you ahead of the increases that the regular market is seeing. And again, keep in mind, this economist was talking about California as a whole, and there are various and many different markets in the state of California. So I think that's what it means. It's no longer, a valid reason to defer while you're waiting for the prices to recover. That has happened. And if you're a buyer, prices have gone up, but the thing in your favor is that interest rates are still at a very historical low. So that makes buying and getting a 30-year loan very attractive based on interest rates in the past. As we know, there's a lot of chatter going on that those rates are soon going to head upward. So now is certainly a good time. If you're planning on getting in the market, you might as well do it before the rates go up, because even a half a point in interest rate can make a huge difference in what your monthly mortgage payment will be. Okay, point number 2, and this follows, normally you would think that obviously, if the market has cooled down and has recovered, then the number of over-asking price and multiple offers, those have declined as well. And that's certainly something that we've seen in our market. Once in a while now, if someone prices the property a little bit below market in order to generate multiple offers, that will still happen. And you might get over-asking price there. But just for someone to come in and make an offer over asking price, those days seem to be behind us now. Point number 3, and this was for the state of California, keep in mind, that 75% of all offers, of all listings, there, had to have a price reduction before they received an offer. Now, I don't think that's necessarily true in our market. I do know that sellers often feel that their property is worth more than the market might indicate. They've been reading, 2014 and 2013 prices jumped 20%, etc. So, and sellers, of course, they have a bit of a biased opinion of their own personal property. So I think that's part of the reason many properties need a price adjustment before they generate an offer. I saw something on, I think, Zillow, that the average seller thinks that their property is worth somewhere between 2 and 5% more than what the market actually indicates. So that's another thing that where we see the market transitioning more into a balanced market, not favoring the sellers quite as strongly as it has for the past several years. Point number 4 is that the number of cash buyers in California is the lowest that it's been in 6 years. Again, that can be attributed to prices have gone up. Foreign investors simply do not see the same opportunity to purchase here that they did in the previous years. Investors, who often come in with cash, are being a little more careful and looking for the better buys. So it only makes sense that the cash buyers also are declining as the market moves over into that neutral territory. International buyers only are making up about 4% of the market in California for 2015. And second home vacation homes are the lowest since 2009. And again, that can be contributed to the price increases that we've seen as the housing market recovered. So those homes, such as homes in our mountains and along the ocean, those are not signaling the same buy red flag that they had a few years ago with the market decline, and when a lot of people were letting their second homes go back to the bank because prices were declining and they were underwater. Basically, they owed the bank more than they could sell the property for. So those days too are past. And again, as we move to a more neutral, not favoring the sellers and not favoring the buyers, that's going to level out also the number of foreclosures that we see and how much the market is going to go up. And because when supply and demand, and now that our inventory has recovered a little bit, we still could use more properties on the market. Again, that's showing us that we're moving into a market that's going to be one that is only increasing in the single digits, and those wild and crazy years of 18%, I think Rancho Palos Verdes had in 2013. Those are behind us, and we have a more stable market, and that's really good for both buyers and sellers. So I will sign off. I just wanted to give you an update on what they're seeing are the trends in real estate for 2015 and what they are predicting for next year, 2016. Have a wonderful holiday period, and I'll be back probably the beginning of the year with more real estate updates for you. This is Norma Toering. Thanks for tuning in. Be speaking with you soon. Bye for now.